Hello everyone, welcome to BIM Modeler. This is Raj.
So in this video tutorial, we're going to watch how to create a 3D model families. So from 3D DWG file. So we used to work with parametric families. I just want to emphasize that how to convert this 3D parametric model or a simple geometry from 3D DWG file. There are different ways that you can use the 3D geometry of DWG or otherwise a SAT file which can be later converted into a DWG file for our users. So I have couple of questions come across with my channels. If you have any other questions, you can leave the comment below. I can address it in later time. And the questions are something we will be discussing in the later. But the thing is that why we have to convert the DWG files. Since all manufacturers are using some software, they have proprietary software such as SolidWorks or maybe Inventor, or there are different softwares available for the manufacturing purpose. They used to work with the different platforms. They used to convert that as a SAT file, IGES file, or a DWG file. So that can be converted into a Revit file. Since the manufactured products will be used in the buildings, maybe a window, or it may be anything from the electrical goods to the mechanical equipment, HVAC equipments, anything else, anything it can be. So how to convert those elements or those models into a Revit family. So it will be a basic family tutorials how to create the same. So we are not going to create any parameters or parametric constraint to this model. So the given image is the sample examples which I have shown in the screen. You can see that the same tutorial we are going to watch, and we are not going to use the same model. We are going to use the simple model and we will be creating those 3D elements. And let's start that. So what are the questions I come across? Can we change the material in the family once it is imported, loaded into the project? So you can't change it. Since it's a DWG file, it will have some property elements from the DWG. It will show the appearance. But if you wanted to create your own material, you can create your own material in Revit, but you have to model it yourself, or some elements after exploding the imported geometry, some elements will be remain in the same place. So that elements can be assigned with material that can be used in the material properties. And Revit error pop-ups imported detected no valid elements in the file model space. So make sure that it comes mostly in 2D, but make sure that your elements in your file, you have the proper DWG files, proper 3D elements available in the model while checking with the DWG file. How to convert the surface or mesh element into a solid model in Revit. As I mentioned, in manufacturing sectors, they used to have surface modeling and mesh modeling. We have to convert those surface and mesh modeling into a solid modeling in Revit, because the mesh and surface modeling will not be supported in Revit. So we have to create those elements by ourselves in Revit by using the solid modeling tool, Extrude, Revolve, or whatever the tools it requires to be done. So these are the basic things, and otherwise you can use Inventor or any other software which help us to convert the mesh or surface into a solid element. You can give the thickness in their software and you can convert those back to the Revit elements. Since Autodesk products Inventor can also export Revit family, you can try Inventor and then exporting the same to Revit as a Revit family. It is possible. Try those things. So let's start with the project. So this is the model that we have in AutoCAD as a DWG file. We have to convert it from DWG to a Revit family. And I have a project that I have shown it here already, which is given. So you can see that you can change the course view and the model elements changes into LODs, depends on the LODs. LODs 100, 200, it changes based on the settings we have. So similar way, we're going to create a simple product which is shown AutoCAD. So we'll be used as an example and we'll be creating it. Let us start it. So we can go and start with the new family. I'm going to start with the metric, and it is going to be a metric generic model. I'm not going to use any face based element. It is not a face based, it will sit on the flow, and depends on the elevation it will increase the height. Control S, I'm using 2017 version so that the person who uses this family can able to upgrade into any versions later on. So it is done. So as many of you know that this is the center axis, we have to import the AutoCAD file from insert tab, import CAD, and you can specify the CAD file locations. And if you have multiple number of elements in your CAD file, so make sure that you are making a W blocks. So I have a small object, and if you can explode this element, since these all are as a single solid element, so you can use explode command, X enter, and you could see that by deleting it, and you can do it later, Control Z. So you can see that there are a circuit board which doesn't require, you can delete it and then you can take it in. So if it is required, you can do it, otherwise you can take it in all together. So what I wish to do is I like to take it inside Revit so that I can show you what is happening. So I will make it Control Z again to the deleted portion, and I can save this family and import that back to the Revit and to the center to center positions, and the imported units will be the same, automatically it will be considered. So since it's a 3D model geometry, it will take long time to load it and depends on the model detail level. So wait for us and it will load into a project. Yes, so it has been loaded now, and we can go nearby the box that what is need to be modeled and what are their dimensions, you can measure it. But if you see the box which itself it's rotated in the another directions, we have to change that, and I'm just measuring the dimension, it is 185, and we have to rotate it. If you wanted to closer look in 3D, you can go back to the 3D view and you can see that it's a 3D solid element which is sitting, so we have to rotate it on the other opposite side. So let's go back to the left side. So many of the mechanical models we have been worked with, all will be inserted in this way, so we have to rotate it in the other side. So to the 90 degree, and it will be properly rotated. So make sure you are aligning it properly to the bottom position, to the level, so that it will be properly positioned. So make sure you move the element and use move command and snap midline. There are so many lines, so you have to use a midline, proper midline, and you have to stretch it back to the center axis. And going back to the reference line, and if you see the floor plan, so we have to do the other side also. Move, snap mid is already, both sides are aligned already, so it's perfect now. So we have two different ways. That is, first thing is that we have to import, we have imported it, so we have an option to explode it. The options are, you can explode it and you can model it yourself. The total models you can done it by yourself by using extrude or revolve or any other commands which is necessary to be done. So hope you know all those commands and can be done it. And otherwise, some of the elements from imported category, some of the elements can be remain in the same place. You can use those elements after exploding, it will be remain in the same place. You can assign the material after exploding it if it remains in the same place. I will show you that. Otherwise, you should not do any explode. So if you keep the same way, and you can use it in your project also as a family, it's imported category, it's comes under imported category, it will show you as now it's shown. You can make it shaded, so it will be still in the black and white colors as given, as it appears. It's nice, and the file size also will be very less. And if you explode it, the file size, if you have the elements after exploding, those elements will create more sizes to our Revit family. So we have to import after purging also, you will have some elements which will be huge size compared to the Revit solid modeling. So if you wanted to avoid that, you have to remodel it yourself. So I'm just exploding it. You could see that till it comes up with another one more imported category inside the element. So we can go back and select it one more time, explode. Now this time, if you see that the element got exploded, but it remains is some elements with the imported category. So what I'm doing is partial exploding. If you do full explode, all the elements will be exploded automatically. So I don't want to do it because I wanted to show you what is happening. So if I make hatch, so it is a temporary hide hatch, or otherwise you can use the icon from here. So you can see the elements. What are the elements which is available here? These are the elements available inside. So we don't going to do a electronics here. We just need the other elements, the exterior portion of the elements. We're going to model it. You simply press HR so that it will show the hidden element, or you can hit the reset button. Select the element and try one more time explode. If you do that, this element will be missed. So because it's a surface model element, so it cannot be come inside to Revit, so we have to model it as a solid model in Revit. So I don't want to do it, so Control Z to go back. So I need this element, so I will do a hatch again to keep it. So other elements are, you can see the screw nut bolts. I don't want to do a detailed model on this. You can select this element one by one, or otherwise you can press SC8 in Revit, which selects the similar elements. So you can see that the similar elements are selected. There are 9 elements similarly, and you can simply delete it. And if you see in the bottom, it selects with the bottom face, and if I do a explode again, you can see now the elements got exploded and it remains in the same place. It's a solid freeform solid model in Revit. So this is what I'm mentioning. If you explode and keep this element, it will increase the family size. In this project, I'm not going to consider this as a family size increase. So I will keep it as it is. I will show you that example also. So you can keep it as it is also, it's okay. And you could assign the material also for this element. And later 4 elements at the bottom. So you can select those one by one and do a explode so that it will be converted in place. And select all 4, make hatch for a clear view. We have a clear view now and the elements which is needed. So now this is the hard part. So we have to create only the portion which shows outside, which is nothing but the USB and HDMI ports, and the power in the back side. You can see the power ports are available and LAN cables ports are available, so which is need to be shown outside. I need to model them. So what we can do is we can explode it one more time. I'm going to select these elements, the ports which is required, and I will make hatch again. So you can delete the remaining elements and you can press hatch to view the elements. So these are the elements. So you can select it and see it's single element. Still you can do a explode on this element, but this element will be gone. We need a reference, so let's keep these elements. Now make HR, and we have to model the exterior portion using the solid modeling techniques. So if any elements it disturbs you, you can make an hatch element option and it will be hidden from your face so that it will not disturb while we model it. So we just need to create a blend, and we're going to create it as thick line, and we're going to use the fillet on all 4 corners. Let's go back to the edit tab. Let's go back to the void sweep option, which can be selected. The path can be selected and we know the radius. So we can use the pick path option, pick the corners. So make sure you are selecting it as continuous. The reason I'm doing this family is for the purpose. There are many manufacturers who is creating Revit families right now, or otherwise the people who is creating Revit families from DWG file. It helps them to create it. The path which is ready, so we have to create the profile, the left side view, and you can see the edges very clearly. Draw a shape. This is a complete shape. So let's try this. Void shoe will create an issue while we finishing the elements. We have to try it multiple times if it is not works. Finish the shoe and we will be having all the sides smooth corners. So we have done the exterior part, so we have to complete the USB port and HDMI ports which is available in the front and back side, and the logo on the top side. So let's create a void and create void extrusion by using the set face, which is available here. Set work plane is my shortcut key, SW. It is in my system, not yours. And pick plane and just select the front face of it. Click like this, and you can go ahead and select the using the pick line options and wireframe, and you can pick the lines. So that's it. We have created the element which is required. So we can use the hide option to hide the elements. You see that the objects are perfect, clearly perfect, and bottom and top everything is looking good. And if you need to draw a model which is inside, the USB port and HDMI ports need to be drawn, and the power cables port need to be drawn. So these things can be drawn. Otherwise you can use the port inside and you can leave it as it is, and we can go ahead and do it. So this is the basic one, and we have to draw a top portion which is a logo from top level. We have to draw it manually using the option solution. So once it is done, select the elements, make sure that all the edges are connected. So if any edges one shows this symbol, it means it's not connected. So make sure that it doesn't show any filled dots, it is connected, and draw the external circle. could see that we have our logos on the top. The elements are created perfectly, and if you wanted to model next as these ports, then start modeling it. So these are the rough models. I'm going to go and draw it at once. So let it play with June. So I hope all of you know these tools, drawing the extrude and giving a go ahead. So let's go ahead and set our plane, pick a plane, okay, and try to make it as the front view if you get any front view portion. So this one, and draw the lines. We have done all the ports and which is required, the basic detailing, so we can delete the unnecessary imported elements which is from AutoCAD. So this way we could achieve the detailed model level of product which is done, and we have to assign the material to the objects. So it's better that we can select all the ports, because the all ports are from the material which is looks like a white plastic. So once you have selected the solid model, so these all are selected materials, you can go ahead and say so once it is done, so it will look same to our model. And if you need to assign the same material to the bottom side, so we are selecting the AutoCAD file which is not required anymore, so you can delete it as it goes. Now you can see that the elements are only applicable to our model, so which we have done it earlier. You can see this one, so we have to draw it from AutoCAD as a solid element from this side. So we can make create extrusion, and which goes extrude, set or plane, pick a plane from this side, pick lines, just trim and extend to complete the object. Once it is done, finish it, go to the floor plan and see whether it is extending to the end, extending from here to here, and we can just keep it as it is rough, and we can delete the AutoCAD file from the model. So 3D back, select the AutoCAD element, delete it, no more needed, and select and apply the black materials which is created. Everything is looking good. Make it HR. So everything is done. So we have deleted all the blocks. Make sure you are purging the elements so that the imported categories will be removed from the objects. So it will help us to improve our project performance, and the unnecessary element will be deleted from our family.
So once you have done a multiple purges, I have created another element which is a just extrusion in this front and extrusion on the back side, which will be the support for us. And for the LOD different levels, we can use it for 200 levels. So this will not show the other elements for the LOD. So when it goes to the coarse view, it will not show these elements. Only in medium it will show the elements. So if it is for the elements such as the USB port and everything, will be shown only on fine elements. So for that purpose, I have done the another extrusion in this place. That will help us make a model more in detail when we are in fine. So let's create an element which is for our coarse view, so which help us making simple element. It's just an extrusion around this box. Something like this, and make sure that it aligns with the edges of the family. It is done and finish it. It is not necessary that this element goes beyond it, so we'll keep it like this. So this is our LOD 100 level, and we will keep it as it is. So one thing, the difference is that we have to keep the LOD different levels, as we have to mention the visibility graphics in here. So in fine level, so this element, the particular element will not show, the extrusion will not show, and we have to turn it off, this element. And for the medium element, it will not show the coarse view, so we can turn it off this also. Only in coarse view it will show. And if we go there and see that in other views the extrusion is available, and if you need, you can save this family, and if you check that the model we have, we can go and create a new project to test this out. Project construction, and coming back to the same family, load into project.
After I have done the LOD 300 level modeling, I have done a two different boxes and the interior portion of the elements. Now I have a three different boxes for LOD 100 and LOD 200 and LOD 300 now. So let's test this inside the project, and we'll go ahead, and if you see that if we make that into a coarse view, we don't have any elements, we have just a box, and if we change that into a medium, we will be getting the small portion of interior and ports, and you will have like the simple model and you don't have any legs. And if you change that to a fine, you will get the USB ports and everything is clear, and you will get the legs also.
So this is how you do three different level of projects, and hope this helps you in a different project exposure. And if you like this video, do subscribe, do share it with your learning friends, and share it those who are doing DWG conversions. That helps them to learn also. Happy learning. See you on the next tutorials, and take care. Bye.